My name is Luke Lessei. My fight name is The Chef. I'm a Muay Thai fighter from Midwest America. I've been fighting for 20 plus years. Came up on the American scenes being a professional fighter, and I made my way all the way up to one championship, which is the global standard for Muay Thai. So I come up from Midwest America, making it to the global stage. Luke the Chef Lessei.
Why not?
But yeah, I was screaming in that fight. You fucking had him right at the end. We're like, it's turning around. He's gonna finish him.
It was almost magical.
It was
almost
magical. I was standing up. I'm screaming at my computer, dude.
I woke
Dude,
my whole
it's
family.
like, fuck, dude. The whole time I was right there. I was ready. That's why I'm thinking, like, I know I could get him. I'd just be starting too late. That's a good problem to have, dude. By the third round, like, here's the thing. The commentators know now. Like, I'm actually a draw now. It's almost beneficial because by the third round, they're like, wait, it's Luke. Do you think that's a little bit of an aura now? Just a little bit.
100%.
Like with Joe, with Eddie, now with this last fight, it's like, okay, the third round, the commentators gotta be like, well, you never know. Well, you never know. Like, don't count Luke out just yet. Because, dude, how do you break your orbital and not get knocked out?
in the first round.
Yeah.
You know, you got to go.
My dad, low key, he never gives me props ever. He gave me props. He actually said it in front of the whole gym on one of our biggest nights. He's like, guys, honestly, Luke poker faced the shit out of it. I had no idea his face was broken. But yeah, I remembered the first round. Felt like my head exploded.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't think anybody knew when you were walking into that, like, the level of toughness that you had. I think
didn't know it
they
either. looked
looked at you like a very more technical style, try not to get hit. They didn't expect you to go into wars.
This is the crazy part about life, dude. Because all of my career has been that, what you said, Muay Thai. Exactly what you said. That's literally my whole career has been that. And then all of a sudden, I fight Joe Nottawai. It's a test of grit, mental toughness. I fight Eddie. We both knock each other down. It's kind of a war. Then this last guy, it's like, oh my God, last round, his eyes closed. He almost gets him. I don't even want any of that.
Promoters do though. So hey,
I don't want my fights to be wars.
why do you think you're
I'm
not
young,
able to?
dude.
Why do you think you're not able to be the floor at the really?
Okay, here's the thing. It's not that I'm not able. It's that I'm just getting into the small gloves, into the pace. Of course, everything I'm about to say is going to semi-sound like an excuse. But the first fight in small gloves I ever had was against Joe Nottawai.
Right.
You know? First fight I had in small gloves ever. It's like we don't train in small gloves all the time. We do a lot of regular training with boxing gloves and glove drills.
Right.
I don't know. I went against Joe, and then all of a sudden I realized I can take a hit. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad thing to realize so late in my career, because with one championship, it's like you got to be able to take a hit, and you got to be able to get through these rounds. They have a 50% knockout rate. The entire promotion is a 50% knockout rate.
Right.
And if you remember back to my first fight, and I don't want to hang on the Joe fight. I don't want to be like, that's my claim. Like, I'm coming back, and there's going to be some crazy shit. Like, my last 3 fights, I'm just getting used to the rhythm, to the pace, going back to what we were talking about, like the small gloves. Just like I learned how to do Muay Thai as a kid, I wasn't good right away. I'm some skinny, weird, body-shaped guy from the Midwest. I wasn't good at Muay Thai right away. It took technique and consistency. Same thing, it's kind of starting over right now. It's kind of coming full circle. So, learning one championship with the small gloves, technique, consistency. I don't want to be the brawler. I don't want every fight to be like, well, Luke's got a great chin. To me, that's not a compliment.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a thing of toughness every time, because I teach things that have worked for me. My seminars, the things I show people, it's like, because I dream about this shit. I lay in bed thinking about this shit, like creativeness, the setups, the fakes, the feints. So it will come. There will be a time where all of a sudden everything comes to fruition, where I show it all. But we got to get the gangster initiation done with. You know, and they're really throwing me to the Sharks. But, you know, you ain't knocking me out. That's for sure. They're throwing me to the Sharks, and it is what it is. But like I said, I'm 28. It's 3 fights in with small gloves. So we're going to figure it out for sure.
How does the contract work in one? Like when they send you these names, like when they send you Joe Nottawa, is it like you can
so it's
decline,
like
or-
they hit me up originally. I had the communication with Chatri, which was amazing. And then they hit me up with their team through emails. And then all of a sudden, you wake up one morning, your email says, 1, open, there's a name. Do you agree to fight him? You know,
And it's yes.
it's like, okay, every time.
So when you got that email and it's Joe Nottawa, how did you feel in that moment?
Scared as fuck, bro.
I was like, that's a tall order. Your first 4
Scared as fuck, but 100% yes. Which is weird. Me and my wife, it's like, yeah, scared as fuck. But I woke her up. She's sitting there, 2 a.m. He hit me up, Chatri. And I'm like, holy fuck. Obviously, she knows what 1 is for the longest time. It's like, okay, wake up. This is happening now. I'm quitting my job. Fuck it. Everything. This is what we've done. And then probably a week later, after Chatri hit me up on Instagram and gave me the certification of I want you here. I'm like, okay. Every day it's like, okay, who the fuck are we fighting? And then they're like, Joe Nottawa. Yo, first time, first one. I thought you wanted to put me on like a Sean O'Malley building them up type deal.
I always reference Sean O'Malley to you.
Yeah.
Like to Nick all the time. I say, man, like Sean O'Malley didn't have a really hard fight for like the first 5 years. They built him up, let him get used to that
For a
level of
reason.
competition, you know. And one, they just throw you in there with the number 2 guy in the world on your 7th fight, I think it was, pro fight.
7th pro fight, 8th pro fight, because they don't count those IFMA fights
IFMAs, yeah.
you were talking about. They don't count that as pro, because a guy like Superbound has 100 of those. But yeah, 7th pro fight, Joe had 80. So we're at 10 times more. But yeah, I mean, it's almost like you dream about something so much, you just sign it without thinking. You sign the contract. I don't care if you kill me. Like, you sign the contract, the money's great. I don't have to work anymore? Really? I don't have to work anymore?
How's that transition been? Just where it's fighting.
So it's actually been great. I mean, from the first night, I was working at FedEx as a driver, right? I'm like, okay, babe, like, we're going to quit. I'm going to quit. We're going to stop the kids from going to daycare. I'm going to sit at home, watch the kids. I'll train after you get off. So that's been the transition is I watch the kids, which I think that's better. I'd rather watch my kids than pay somebody to watch my kids. Like, I'll get the training in. But yeah, so I've been watching the kids. I'm a stay-at-home dad, a nighttime savage, work out every night, do a lot of miles, and that's the transition. It's like all it was before it was 9 to 5, working at FedEx. I would pick my kids up, and then the same thing. Now I just get to be with my kids.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
great.
It's a blessing, dude, because it's a chunk of money. And if you knock them out, it's a little bit more chunk of money.
Talking about chunk of money, you and Joe Nottawa's fight was definitely a fight of the night that night, or if
About
not
to
fight
get
of the
salty.
year. Does it make you upset that he missed weight so you guys kind of get that?
No, Joe didn't miss weight.
Oh, what happened?
Joe didn't miss weight, but I'm not sure why we didn't get the
Oh, I
bonus.
thought someone missed weight and that was the issue.
No. There was a handful of fighters on the card that did miss weight that night. Wow, I don't want to throw everybody under, but there was like Johan, that young 17-year-old. He missed weight. There was another guy named Ellis Barboza.
Yep.
He missed weight, but yeah, I didn't miss weight.
So why didn't you get that bonus?
That's the thing. It's kind of a mystery. The whole thing is like, if you go out there and you put on a show and you literally lay your heart out, you're gonna get this bonus. I feel like I've done that 3 times. No bonus. I haven't even been on the microphone once. Yeah, I lost my last fight, of course. I lost against Joe, of course. I beat Eddie. I don't give a shit about any mic time or nothing. I just want to win my fights, and I want one championship to want me.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I feel like I've put on three fights that make people want to try Muay Thai.
100%.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm a working man from the Midwest. I just quit my job to do this, which means I'm not making as much money as I was before. And it's like, this is for the working man. And it's like, I get my face fucked. Give me a bonus. Give me a bonus. Give me a bonus. It is what it is because it's just in my heart. It's what I do. But yeah, I wish I got a bonus against Joe because I know that was a crazy fight. And I called it fight of the year. I called against Eddie. I said against Joe, it's going to be fight of the year. And then I said against Eddie, it might be something like a draw because I respect him so much. Me and him are actually just boys. So I was like, me versus Eddie, I wish it could be a draw because we're probably just going to be in there fucking around. And then it was a close-ass fight.
Yeah.
And then me and this guy, I said, you know me, in the interviews beforehand, I'm like, you know me, it's either going to be I catch him with something or it's going to be fight of the night. Yeah, maybe I got my booty kicked for the first 2 rounds, but at the end, people are like, it's fight of the night.
Yeah.
At least for 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Right. So all those 3 performances, I feel like I've at least secured my spot as a fan favorite. Hopefully the money comes in the future. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how we got to that point, but yeah, I hope that the fan favorite fighting style brings the money, like people like Arturo Gatti,
Right.
people like Ward.
Is that
those type of fights? Like, is it worth it? I don't know. The love I get it feels really good. The money I'm getting, like, I think it's gonna come because everybody wants to watch me now, even when I lose.
Is this an intentional choice? Where you're
No,
like, you know
no,
what?
no,
I'm gonna
no,
go
never.
to fucking war with this guy.
Never. I don't know why. So that's why I'm starting to get to the point where it's like, this is what God has chosen for me. All my fights before this have been technical, easy knockouts. I sneak some shit in, easy. I set it up, me and my dad, Jeet Kune Do style. Go back to Bruce Lee. We, like, no way is the way. Any way we can get the knockout. We mix everything up. Flow. Mix it up. Chef. So now it's like, am I the Midwest guy that doesn't give up?
Right now, yes.
Like, whoa. That's all. That's crazy. That's awesome. It's cool. It's a total shift in like, I don't know, man. I'm in this weird transition of feeling what that is right now.
So what do you do? I guess my next question is, what do you do to get out of that? What's the move to go from the Midwest guy who doesn't give up to the Famor who hits and can be hit back?
Okay, I think it might be I need to really dive in and like dial in on tactics, strategy, figuring out the small gloves. Or it's just like, get through this and then I'll have that one fight where it's hot sauce all over, dude. And then it's like, okay, this guy's a superstar. And sometimes, for me anyways, it does take one fight where you didn't know, because my next fight, you know how scared I'm going to be? I'm going to think my whole face is going to break. My next fight.
Right.
It's Anderson Silva going into his fight thinking his leg's going to snap. So if I go in there, I hit these fakes, hot sauce, sriracha, everything going my way, uppercuts, hooks, fakes, elbows, everything, sweeps. And then you think that's not going to build my confidence like crazy, as opposed to not getting knocked out in a war against Joe Nottawa. Yeah, that builds my confidence. But all the stuff I have in my arsenal, dude, it's going to be crazy when it comes out. I'm thinking, this is what I think and what I hope. Obviously, hope is the best thing. Like, I hope there's a fight, I get a matchup where everyone realizes, whoa. The old fans will be like, yes, finally. They'll be like, yes. The new fans will be like, holy shit, he's a Famor.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm just navigating that right now. That's why everything I'm saying doesn't really make sense. I'm just kind of navigating, even my thoughts right now as I'm talking to you. I'm navigating that. How am I going from my amateur career? I was the technical guy. Now I'm showing my Midwest toughness. I'm inspiring the working man. but I want to be technical. I want to win these fights. Like everything Jonathan Haggerty's doing, I've been doing that for years. Taking nothing away from him. It's just like that's where I feel I'm at. Everything these superstars are doing, I've been doing. You can ask anybody that's been around me. It's just the environment I'm in hasn't given me the opportunity to shine like that.
So do you think that requires a change of environment then?
I'm thinking it doesn't require it, but I could get a big advantage from doing so. Because getting uncomfortable, I think I'm at the point in my life, I'm still young, 28. I think I need to get uncomfortable, get a change of scenery, challenge myself.
How's your dad gonna feel about if you were to go get a new change of scenery?
So, of course, he's like a little bit old school style. My dad's a little bit old school with like respect your gym, loyalty, traditional Muay Thai. But I think subconsciously, he's always known there's going to come a time where like he has his own life. He has his job. He runs a gym at night. He has his team, his casuals, everyone that pays the bills, the people he has relationships with. And then there's me. It's like, yeah, I mean, this is my own thing too. So it's like, do you want to evolve with me? You want to keep up with me? Be right here. Put all the attention on me. Do you want to balance it out with everyone else? It's like, I think I'm moving so fast. I don't want to fucking sit here in this town that I've been in my whole life.
Right.
It sounds really shitty saying that because I've come up on tradition and loyalty. The last thing I want to do is leave my training with my father. You know how awesome it is hitting pads with my dad where we don't have to talk at all. Just fucking hit pads. That's how we play catch every day. We just hit and smack pads. Don't have to say nothing. But it's not my dad. It's the environment I'm in.
Yeah.
The people I'm around. Nothing against my friends. They're the best people. But the skills, we're not in a big city. Iowa's just, there's the Muay Thai in Iowa. I mean, what are we doing? We're arguing for Muay Thai in Iowa. It's not great. There's one guy. You're looking at him. You know? The whole Midwest. Chicago, you got boxers and stuff, but so it's a big thing. It's a big transition I'm in, figuring out what I want to do. You never want to be the guy that, he needs to leave his gym to be better. That's not me. I'll be with my dad till the day I die. If I ever move away, I'll come back for training camps. You'll never see pad work like you see with me and my pops. But
definitely training partners definitely play a huge role. Yeah. And a lot of the high level camps now, they have it's based around one or two guys and their style, and all the training partners are there for them. You know, the whole system.
Here's the thing. There's also a superpower too. This is like the regular guy superpower. I don't know if I should ride this or if I need the professional attention. That sounds crappy, but I've always done the regular classes, the amateur classes. I go partner for partner with the amateur fighters, the casuals. I'm just doing class, 6 p.m. Muay Thai class. Just do the classes. I get a couple extra rounds with my dad because he's my dad. But it's like I've gotten this far with just doing regular classes, and the road work, the determination, the discipline is all on your own. So I'm like, is this the thing? Is this a superpower? Just keep riding this wave. Or do I need to go find somewhere where I'm going to level up? Like nothing, no like hard feelings against anyone. I just need to find a place where I can, because I really want to be champion. I want to make the money. I need to find a place where I can level up.
Yeah, of course.
And what do you think that is?
There's a couple different places. I don't know. There's a couple big cities around that aren't as MMA wrestling based, as small town as my city. I don't want to say nothing, but there's a couple different places on the East Coast, on the West Coast, where it's like, I'm like, okay, I'll get really good training there. That's all it is. That's all it is like, I want the best training possible. That's what and then think about this. That's what my dad taught me. My dad was, what would you call it? A wanderer. He would go to wherever, the old school style. He would go to wherever you find the best training. That means driving 4 hours from my town to Chicago, you go there to get the training. So it kind of goes full circle.
How old were you when your dad started getting you into Muay Thai?
Okay, so I was born in 96 and then 2000. So 4 years old, he got me into his karate program, just an eclectic traditional karate program at his gym, self-defense style for the kids. And then I worked my way up. Had my first fight when I was 8 years old. That was Muay Thai. And then it was like, I used to compete in jiu-jitsu, judo, Filipino Kali with the sticks. And then I was 8, I had my first fight in Muay Thai. I was just way cooler than everything else. So it was the thing I happened to be the best at. And then from 8 years old until now, 28. So 20 years, dude, which is crazy to say. Yeah, amateur. And then I went pro in 2020, right in COVID, after 60 amateur fights. But yeah, I started with all the shits, bro.
Was it hard? You're turning pro in America, not a big pro scene here. Was it hard for you to get fights and still get the experience as a professional?
Yes, because so even going back before professional, it used to be like one tournament every year in Iowa. One tournament, that TBA tournament.
Yeah, TBA.
As a kid from the age 8 to 18, it was probably that tournament. Once I become an adult at 18, I can fight at like fight nights here and there. There wasn't really much kids fighting on fight nights around the Midwest area. And then you have the tournaments that you can be like open class, A class, pro, some of those tournaments in Iowa. And then, yeah, in 2020, I went pro, but I only had 60 fights. And let's think, for that many years, only 60 fights is actually not crazy when you're basing your entire knowledge off what Thai fighters do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So 60 fights, and I've been fighting my whole life. That's not crazy. So when people look at one championship and they're like, oh, he's only 7-0, bro. Like, yeah, they don't know I had 60 amateur fights. But, yeah, it's just so, it's like weird. It's weird. They think I'm not experienced. I am experienced as an amateur. But then again, in the back of my head, I'm like, Thai amateurs have like hundreds of fights. You know what I mean?
And the level of competition is a lot
in
higher
the U.S. But nowadays it's just so different. So many fight nights.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
this is 2000 to like 2010, where it was a tournament, that TBA tournament. There wasn't fight nights where kids are wearing shin guards and headgear and putting, now it's like you have fight nights where amateurs aren't even wearing gear now.
Mm-hmm. Our promotion.
They have the gloves. Yeah. So times have changed, because if I was now, I'd be 60 fights in, way before 20 years. 60 fights in 20 years is not a lot.
If you were going to start over now, what would you do differently?
Let me think. I don't know if I would do anything differently. I think I was fully dedicated. I think my dad had me in the gym a lot. I think everything's went well. I think it's just, it's the mental struggle of being disciplined, bro. It's like doing it so long. Like, dude, being disciplined every day, like, that's literally the hardest thing. So I got to tell myself, like, I've been fighting for so long. Like, I don't want to diet. I don't want to cut weight. But also, this is what I do. This is all I know. So and I think that's the same. Even though I've been doing it longer, I think it's the same struggle for the average man.
Yeah.
Being disciplined every day, drinking your water, doing a mile, not eating bullshit. And I literally go through that struggle. Eating a donut, going to McDonald's, all the same bullshit. I have to tell myself, no, you're training for a fight. And then, yeah, a lot of times, is it worth it? Yes. A lot. Last time I got fucked. It wasn't worth it. So it's just a struggle of is the discipline worth it? And that's a question for every man to ask himself.
Do you think it wasn't worth it last fight?
I don't know. I mean, my face is broken a lot. I have a lot of fractures in my face. And I'm a Viking. My ancestors are Romans and Vikings. So I believe in like just being all natural. I'll be okay. I'm a fast healer. It's been 2 weeks. 1 week I looked like this. So I'm just going to take some time off. I think it's just God like hit me in the face. The universe hit me in the face like, hey, if this is what you really want to do, like you have to go all in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, I don't think people realize how all in all in is. I still be eating donuts in between fights and shit and thinking I'm the best, going off talent. It's like that shit has to be over with. Over with, dude. But here's the thing. I'm also sharing this struggle with regular dudes. I'm not trying to be out here like I just work out all day, every day, and it's great. I put my shoes on in the morning at 5 a.m. and it's fucking easy. No. But going through these struggles, you also can get here. And you can almost beat people like Joe Nottawa going through these same struggles as a Midwest American. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think it's about like channeling that into a superpower. Like, oh, you have the luxury of training every day? Yeah, nice for you. I have to fucking pay my bills all day long. And then I find my own time to train. And you think you're more mentally tough than me? So it's about shifting that perspective.
Mm-hmm. Do you measure worth on outcome? So you said you weren't sure if it was worth it for your last fight. Is it purely the outcome?
I don't think I measure my worth on outcome. I think I have a little bit of lack of better words. This is a strong word, trauma of my dad always wanting me to win. It's not really trauma, but he always wanted me to win. Losing was unacceptable. That's just ingrained in me. Like, why the fuck? Like, don't fucking lose. Like, just win. You like Lombardi. You like, please you win. Do whatever it takes. Work harder. Work harder. Your opponent's working harder. Work harder. And it's just the old school, like literally that old school mentality. It's not even anything complex to think about. Think of an old school dad. That was mine. Think of a sport. Mine was fighting. That was my dad. That was my sport. Yeah.
How's your guys' relationship like outside of fighting?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool now. There's definitely been issues as I'm like a 16, 17, 18-year-old. I'm thinking I know what the fuck's going on in the world, of course. Mm-hmm. Go through our problems. There was a time where I was away from the gym for 2 years just because we had different values on life, different things that we thought were right, correct, this and that. At no point in time did I think my dad was not a martial arts genius. I'm just a dumb fucking kid. Like, you know, yeah, all's good now. Got the 2 kids. Dad's grandpa now. And we train, we hit pads. Kids come to the gym every once in a while. Everything's going pretty good now. It's just my own mentality of like, I want to grow faster. So it's like, yeah, everything's good with Dad. Everything's awesome. Pads are great. Working out's great. I haven't been to the gym for a while, obviously, because I've been hurt. I haven't been to the gym since my fight. But yeah, training camp was awesome. It's just like, my last 3 fights were shitty, bro, so I'm out of here.
Did you train with your grandfather, too? Was he?
No, he was just a badass. He didn't train.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just like, he was a railroad cop back in the Dizay. Okay. Whatever that means. What did those guys do? A railroad police officer. What would someone like that do?
I don't even know.
So, never heard much stories about him. His life was a big mystery. My grandpa's mom was born on Skid Row. So his life was a mystery. My last name's spelled wrong because my grandpa's birth certificate is supposed to be Lisi. Lessei. But yeah, my grandpa's a mystery. Yeah, he died right before that last fight. And that's the shorts that I was wearing.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, which is Antonio was my middle name. Yeah. I have all the guys in my family, our middle name is Antonio. But no, he would just hang out in the gym with me and Pops. It kind of was like a family business, I guess. Kind of is. Grandpa would just sit there watching us train. He never trained, though. Probably shot people.
That seems easier.
Much easier.
What do you think the U.S. needs to do? Because I think the problems that you're having, I don't think are unique to American fighters, right? Especially the fighters who are trying to get to the highest levels of the sport, whether it's modern Muay Thai or stadium Muay Thai. We've never had a American win a world title in any of the big stadiums. What do you think needs to change for that to happen?
Here's the weird thing. Mm-hmm. I think there's so many good fighters out here. So many people that are really talented. Mm-hmm. But they're so bad. They're so bad at social media.
100%.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You were just saying, but they're so bad.
No.
They're just
rephrase. Let me rephrase. There's so many fighters out here that are super talented, but they're so bad at Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, you're either posting the same type of clips, the same angle that you post. Clearly, I can see you posted your phone up on the ground over there, and you're filming your round. You're doing that every day of the week now. That's not it.
Right.
You need to figure it out. You need to have somebody come in, film some videos for you. You could have a 15-second clip of you banging pads with a good audio, and that's going to do way better than you just throwing the camera down there on the ground, and then you and your coach go in the ring and you hit some pads from a distance. It's like you had to figure this out. It's like, maybe that's not what you want. I could give a fuck. Take my advice with a grain of salt. Maybe you're just documenting it for yourself and the people you care about. But I came up quick. I started posting shit that I thought sounded good, the stuff that I thought looked good. And think about how you think it took me I'm sitting there getting to the finest little millisecond every single post, making sure the kick, the form. You know how many left kicks I go through before I post the one I want you guys to see?
All right.
Yeah, maybe that's not an awesome thing to obsess about. So then I think about this. When I'm on camera, I always work harder. When the camera's on, I always make sure my form's on point. Is this a bad thing? Or is this actually a good thing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's a balance of figure out how to post on your Instagram, switch it up a little bit, get someone to film you hitting pads, edit it a little bit. Don't just do it from a distance, posting your thing way up in the corner of the room. It just doesn't work like that. You have to figure out how to catch people's attention. You have to show your personality, the music you're putting on it. But maybe I'm different. You know what I'm saying?
It's weird. It's weird to me that American Muay Thai fighters have gone the opposite direction. I mean,
what other American Muay Thai fighter has gotten to one championship? There's other American Muay Thai fighters that are pretty close to me skill-wise. I do think I'm the best. That's my confidence. That's my heart, my confidence. I'm not going to think I'm not the best, but there's guys that are right there. My weight class below me, weight class above me. They have 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers. Like, yeah, dude, work out all you fucking want. Somebody's got to see something.
Right.
Yeah. Sure.
Work out as hard as you want every day. If you're like, I don't know, what do you want in this? Do you want to be on the big promotions?
Yeah, it's entertainment.
Because I'll tell you what, I'm still working out really fucking hard. Just because I'm posting these clips, just because I'm taking time to make a saucy ass clip with a dope audio, you think I'm not working just as hard as you?
And
that's not true. But now, because I spent time doing this, I'm getting opportunities you're not getting. You have 2,000 followers. No hate on you. You're really working hard. Like, props to you. You're a hard worker. You're a great fighter, but you're not promoting yourself. You're not learning the skills of social media. Like, you do have to follow the times.
Yeah, the game has evolved.
Jake Paul's fighting Mike Perry. He's probably going to fight Conor McGregor next, dude. And you think this isn't a serious thing. It sounds terrible. People can doubt me and they can think that I don't work hard. And that's like, whatever. But bro, behind the scenes, behind all the posts, and I'll tell you right now, I'm going ghost, bro. You're not going to see posts for a little bit. So.
How come?
Because I'm in a mental space now. I want to go ghost. I think I'm going through stuff in life where I don't think it's smart for me to worry about what to post. The last few years, worrying about what to post, worrying about sharing my story, because I know my story is meaningful and I really do work hard for people. But I think the people that are really close to me, I don't think that's smart to, the really close relationships, to focus on what am I going to post every fucking day, all day long. I need to go to the gym, this and that. I need to work out. Everything's about working out. And it's yeah, okay, yeah, right. Been doing that for a long time, but also my heart and soul need to be balanced. Those guys that work out all the time, like that are savages, yeah, they go hard for a little bit, but it's like a rapper that falls off after he makes a couple bangers. Think about someone like Kamza, absolute savage. What the fuck's he been doing? He was the biggest savage for a minute, so it's about what's the balance, longevity. Do you want to, like, your heart and your soul to be balanced so you can actually fight good all the time? Maybe you have a loss, maybe people remember your losses though, or are you savage for 5 fucking minutes? You have a one-hit wonder. You have 5 fights that you're an absolute savage. Everybody loves you. You make some money, but then it's like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. I'm trying to be that dude that's like, whenever you think of American Muay Thai, you think of me. I'm gonna be here for a while. The haters are gonna eventually be like, man, I fuck with dude. Like, I can't hate on him anymore. He just like supports his own. He brings his boys with him, and he's just trying to like put on Muay Thai fighters that are working men and women.
You said you were going through it. I think that's probably a pretty common sentiment among fighters. Would you be willing to share what you're going through for the other people who are going through maybe similar things?
Just going through relationship problems. I have a wife, just toughness with having young kids, 3 years old, 10 months old. Yeah, it's a struggle because I'm chasing my dreams. My wife's holding it down. I'm just like figuring out how to balance everything right here. And yeah, I mean, you go through a training camp, there's a lot of different emotions that go into there, good and bad. I'm not at home a lot. It's not great a lot of times. Yeah, I'm going through it as a 28-year-old. I might be hitting that level of darkness where you hit that and you become great on the other side. But I'm trying to make sure that I don't fold under the pressure because I need to be a good father. And that's the main thing right now. My wallpaper on my phone is be a good dad. Don't get mad. Control everything. So that's the 2 goals right now.
Yeah.
How is being a father and a fighter? Is this like a really hard thing to juggle out, or is this like, do you always make sure you put your kids first in these situations?
I don't think it's hard to juggle. I think it's hard to not feel guilty for training. It's like Sam, she's not like, oh, don't train. But it's like, I'm leaving to go train, to go to the gym. Yeah, the kids are going to bed, but it's like, yeah, fuck. So it's not crazy. It's easy. Once I'm at the gym, it's like, oh, dude, let's fucking get it. But yeah, maybe I'm different because I really love my kids. Like, my daughter is exactly like me. My son looks just like me. It's like, I don't know. I love being at home with my kids. And then once they're in bed, go to the gym, and it's a balance of like, I don't know. I guess it's the guilt, but it's not hard to balance it because it's like, they're fine. They're sleeping. They're cool. It's not like I'm a single dad struggling out here in the trenches. Like, everything's okay with me. I go to the gym. Everything's locked in with my family and my kids, so I can focus on training.
When you say guilt, what do you mean? Guilt about what?
Just being home. I don't know why I want to be home so much while my kids are home. I don't know why. I think I just love. I want to be there. Like, I think my dad, he always wanted me to just succeed. It was about being a dope-ass fighter, not even love. Don't care what he would think about this. It's not about love. It's about beat the fuck out of everybody. Maybe that's his way of showing me love. This is my passion. I'm giving you my passion. This is what's in my heart. And it's also like, dude, he's been doing fucking Muay Thai for 50 years. Maybe he really does love this shit. and he's just giving it to me.
Yeah.
Like, pure.
Did you feel a lot of pressure, like,
but
to
also,
fulfill his dreams?
Like, this fucking sucks a lot of times, you know? What was the question you just asked?
The question was, what's the guilt about?
The guilt is probably because my whole life has been gym. Like, I'm talking outside playing with the neighborhood friends. Luke, it's time for the gym. Down the yard. Outside riding bikes with the homies. Ooh, you know, all the kids on the block were like, Luke's gotta go. Teams were even.
Right.
Teams were even, man.
Yeah.
with kickball.
Yeah.
And then Luke's got to go. So like I said, I hate to use that trauma word. I don't know what else word to use it, but it is a little scar from in the past. It's like, I got to fucking go. I got to go to the gym. It's almost an automatic. Going to the gym is like getting breakfast for me. Like you eat a bowl of cereal, you drink water in the morning, whatever's all natural. I have to go to the gym. And yeah, dude, you go through sacrifices with that's like such an automatic. But it's not my fault for being an automatic. It's what my dad ingrained in me. So then we go back to what you asked. I'm not going to have my kid do that. I'll do whatever he wants. But here's a weird part. I never saw my dad fighting and really in that mode. He was already retired when I was going. And my kids, they're going to see me. And they're going to be like, oh, shit. So I think it might be a little bit different, a little bit cooler. Like I picture my kids' friends at school being like, yo, I saw your dad's fight last night. So, yeah, but obviously I tell my friends at school back in 2005, my dad does Muay Thai. Muay Thai? What the fuck? Like, what'd you just say? So it's a little bit different, I think. So,
can you take us back to one championship?
Hold on.
Can you take us back to one championship? You're about to make your debut and you're fighting Smoking Joe. You're backstage walking out. What does that feel like, that walk out and backstage? What were you going through mentally?
All right. Let's walk through this. So,
it's a good hook.
Yeah. So, I remember you're in the tunnel at Lumpini. And it's all black. You don't see much. There's a curtain that you have to walk out to. It's just a black hallway. It's a black hallway before you make your turn out to the openness where the camera's on you. So the whole time I'm sitting in that black hallway, there's this huge fan on you, which makes you freezing cold. But besides that, the whole time I'm sitting in that black hallway, they're playing Joe Nottawatt's intro. I'm a snowboarder. Whatever he did for his intro, I didn't watch it, but he was like, I'm a snowboarder. This is what I do. Do you guys recall this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, he's getting sick-ass intro. They announced my name first. Silence. Luke, the chef Lessei. Silence. Maybe there was a couple of Americans there that gave some good claps. Walk to the ring, get in there. Super bright. I remember the whiteness of the ring, the white floor of the canvas. It was so bright. And I kept going, woo, woo. I kept doing Ric Flair woos. I was trying to psych myself in because I was like, holy fuck. Because like even before, back in the back room, I didn't even do that long of a warm-up. I sat there with my gloves on, just crossed, hands locked in. And I was like, this is crazy. Because the back room of one championship, it makes you feel like you're like on the back room of ESPN. Like UFC. It feels really fucking cool. You have your own spot, your own area. Everything's designated. There's a picture of you like a locker room right there. Everything's there ready for you. You don't got to worry about shit. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, dude, these guys are warming up. I'm fucking co-main event against Joe Nottawatt. I'm sitting here. These guys have no idea. They think I'm fucking cool. I'm the co-main event. They think I'm fucking cool. And I'm sitting here inside my body like, oh my fucking God, dude. Like, I was wiping my daughter's ass a couple of days ago. You know what I'm saying? So I remember specifically not warming up that long because I wanted to embrace everything. I was like, this is really awesome. And it was the first time in my whole career I was like, I might lose, but this is awesome. Never thought that before. I've always thought like, pussy. Kidding me? You trying to fight me? So the first time in my life, I was like, dude, oh my God, I might lose, but I can't believe I'm here. So I go in there, first round, boom. You get through all this shit. It's like, boom, all this shit goes fast. All of a sudden, you're touching gloves. Boom. Joe Nottawatt hit me in the face. First time in my life. Again, I'm like, I might get knocked out. I'm like, yo, I could get knocked out for the first time ever. He hits hard, bro. Small gloves, obviously, feels harder. It's okay, though. We got through it, obviously. I surprised myself. But a couple jab crosses, I was like, yo. I remember walking back after the first round. I specifically remember this. On the walk back, I was like, holy cow. This is different. I remember a different feeling with the small gloves against Joe. Come out second round, pure adrenaline. You're not worrying about anything. It's pure adrenaline. I'm just like going through the motions, trying my best to like knock his rocks off to elbow him. Third round, one of my cornermen go, 20 years, 20 fucking years. It's like, dude, I gotta try to knock this fucker out. And then I landed like one cross mid third round. And I was like, oh my God, he stumbled. And then I just kind of put it on. And then the commentator was like, is he going to find that magic? And I didn't, which is fine because the whole time I was like, he's the tie. I'm the away guy. If I don't knock him out unconscious, I lose. I know the game. I've been here a minute. I'm not worried about the result. It's about how I make people feel. So I knew if I don't knock him out unconscious, I'm probably going to lose. Everyone's tie here. The judges are tie. The fans are tie. So, yeah, they wanted Joe to win. He did. And then, yeah, as I was walking out, I look up to the crowd like, are they fucking cheering for me? I'm like, are they cheering for me as I'm walking out? Because I'm looking back. I'm like, he's not giving an interview anymore. And they're all like, so I was like, it was crazy. And then, like, all the, like, referees that were off duty were like, dude, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. I was like, it didn't really feel real because it felt like I got my ass kicked. You know, until you watch it back. Like, I broke my nose in the second round of that Joe fight. And, yeah, of course, I knew at the end I almost got him. But it wasn't until after, and everybody's like, you gained the heart. You won the heart of the Thai fans. All the people that worked for one championship were like, oh, my God. And I was like, damn. So that's how I felt. I felt weird. It felt super like, everybody hates me. Everybody loves me. Do they hate me? Do they love me? I don't know how to explain that, but that's what I was going through. Yeah.
Yeah. So. That's an awesome walkthrough.
Yeah, bro. Whole walkthrough.
It's interesting that you have such high regard for that fight, but not for the other two.
So we'll talk about the next fight. The next fight, I was kind of living off that Joe fight for a minute. I was like on the high. I was like, oh my God, I made it. Like, a lot of people like me right now. Christmas time comes around. Loving the food. The new year. I'm enjoying myself. I just was, my face just got broken. Let me enjoy some food. So Christmas time, New Year comes around. But then they're like, also, let me say this. My nose is broken. So one championship was like, okay, you're cleared on like February 7th. And then they're like, but yeah, you're going to fight Eddie Abasolo on February 14th, Valentine's Day. February 15th, whatever it was. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought I was going to like get my nose clearance, then hit up one championship, be like, hey, I'm cleared. Doctor cleared me. I'm ready to fight whenever you want. One championship's like, no. As soon as you're cleared to fight, we have a fight ready for you. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. Because that's January. So we had December 8th was Joe fight. We go through that month. We enjoy Christmas. We enjoy the new year. First week of January, I get the fight. First week of February is the fight. That's a 1-month training camp after getting fat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I didn't take it easy. Like, so that's a 1-month training camp. So I say all this to say, we got out to Thailand, the weight cut sucked. I cut from 170 to 55. So cutting 15 pounds isn't detrimental. 170 is outside of camp. There's not a 65. There's not a tweener in between class. That's what we call ourselves. We're not at 170. We're not at 55. If I were to fight at 170, I'm too small. I walk at 70. 69, 70. I walk at that. 55, Well, I walk at 70. I'm a little bit big. But then there's 65. Why can't we have a 65 class? You're telling me there's not enough guys in the world that weigh 165 pounds that don't want to cut weight? But you do what you got to do. It wasn't that bad. Let's track back. The reason we started talking about this weight cut is because when I fought Eddie, I cut from 170 to 55 in 6 hours. That was a 4-week camp. Mind you, the last week you're traveling to Thailand. 2 of those days are travel. 2 of those full days are travel. And then cut my weight in Thailand. We got there at 3 a.m. Instantly hit the fucking running pads, sauna suit, running pads, out in the Thailand parking lots. And then I think the reason I cut so much weight, I was cutting until like 11 p.m. I think that's why I got dropped. Because I've never been dropped before. The last fight, dude broke my face. I didn't even... So Eddie dropped me, and like nothing from Eddie. He's not known to be a power puncher.
Right.
And he dropped me. I think it was from the weight cut. I think the slow start was from the weight cut. I still edged it out, but yeah, dude, it just goes all back to like these last 3 fights. They've just been different. I haven't reached my full potential. Everything's going to change once I hit that one performance that makes everybody actually shit themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Just see when that happens.
Hopefully it's in America. Come out there.
Yeah, man, it'd be great.
Right.
You have any preference for small gloves or big gloves?
I don't know, because I do like big gloves. I do find benefits in big gloves, and I do want to be kickboxing champion. Small gloves is just different. I don't want to shy away from it. I want to get good at it. I don't like it right now, but that means I should get good at it. I guess I don't like it just because right now I'm on the receiving end of it. You know what I mean? But once I get that one sleeve here where dude's like face down and his mom's crying in the crowd, it's like, I love small gloves. So like that's the thing with fighting. Right. It could be one fight. You could either be like, I don't want to ever fight again. But if you do one more, your life could completely change. You could be like, I love this shit. Right? That's the thing about fighting, dude.
You broke your hand before, I think.
Yeah.
I think I saw that fighting a karate guy.
Yeah, it was black belt karate. Hit me with all this spinning stuff. Yeah. And then I was covering up. He spun. I just fucking sent the haymaker on him. Completely broke my thumb. Threw a terrible punch. But I knocked him out.
Do you worry about that with the small gloves as well? No.
It's funny enough, I haven't had any injuries with the small gloves. I think you naturally try to punch with a better part of your knuckle. Yeah. I think you get to a certain point where you're not a dumbass. Like, I can't just whip the pads and hit with my thumb. Eventually, I'm gonna be like, okay, don't do that anymore. Unless I'm an idiot. For me, I've been training for a while. It takes me about 2 or 3 hits where it doesn't feel right, and I'll adjust.
Right.
So it's not a crazy huge adjustment. It's just like knuckles are knuckles. You know, it's almost a disadvantage in the bigger gloves because you're hitting with a different part of your knuckle when you're in a big glove. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think my long arms, I think eventually I'll find the benefits. I'll start finding people's face where on these angles that nobody can even see because of my long arms. It's just a matter of not getting hit because people just go crazy in one championship.
Right.
It's like, can't we just have one round and like play a little chess match? Dude, we got to go crazy right away. Jesus, dude, we don't have to get the bonus. Let's have a cool fight. Let's show dope shit. But it's what it is, man.
Bonus.
It's what it is, dude.
I would say that to Nick a lot, that like sometimes I think it's a lot better for amateurs to not watch one championship because these guys are adjusting. As soon as you're like a technical for more and you're catching the dude, they're like, I'm going to walk you down and it's going to be a fucking war like this. And
my whole amateur career, I won on technical. I'm a skinny weirdo. When I was young, I've never lifted weights. Midwest, weird skinny guy, body type goofy. Yeah, like I always had tiny nipples, bro. And it's like, but you win on, but you win.
Show us your nipples. Show us your nipples right now.
But you win on techniques, bro.
Let me show real quick.
Oh, wow. Oh,
You win on technique, dude.
Get this sicko out of here.
The main goal is not power, technique, especially when you're fighting fucking these fans.
Do you have anything besides that? Do you want to go?
Let's wrap.
You want to do 20? Yeah. All right, we got 20 questions with Luke the Chef Lessei.
Hang them out.
If you could train with one person, living or dead, who would it be?
Diesel Noi, Muay Thai fighter, greatest Muay Cow fighter of all time.
What skill do you wish you had that you don't?
Cooking.
How
crazy is that? How crazy is that? Right.
If you had to spend the rest of your life in a city that isn't how do you say it? Dubuque. If you had to spend the rest of your life in a city that isn't Dubuque, where are you living?
Miami or New York.
If you could only fight using one strike the rest of your career, what would it be?
Face teep, face teep, face teep, right face teep.
If you had to recommend just one fight for somebody to watch, which would it be?
Luke the Chef versus Joe Nottawa 1.
Advice for younger fighters, but you can only use a single word.
Embrace.
Biggest thing you've gotten wrong.
Reject the nerves instead of feeling them.
What's one thing you'd change about Muay Thai?
Every fight should be 5 rounds, no matter what it is, Muay Thai.
What's the most difficult thing you've ever done?
Watch my daughter go through a medical emergency.
Best part of your job?
Creating new shit every day and not having to work for somebody else.
Worst part of your job?
Creating new shit every day and working for myself.
Favorite post-fight meal?
Gotta be Zaza. I mean, pizza. Keep it easy, dude. You don't have carbs whole time. You know, pizza.
Someone you look up to in the fight world?
God.
That's a good answer. He's a big man. Yeah, he's a good one. Undefeated, you know? Undefeated. Who's the dream fight for you? Who's the dream fight for you, any weight?
Jake fucking Paul, dude. Seriously, I want the dough. I want to retire my whole family. Jake Paul, Conor McGregor, just striking. Actually, Sean O'Malley, bitch. Like, just striking. Actually, just striking anybody.
What's a weird talent you have that no one knows about?
Hacky sack, dude. I be dogging it on that hacky sack. You think I can't do 500 hits in a row? Best believe.
What memory of fighting do you cherish the most?
The Joe Nottawa fight, where I really realized that I wasn't a bitch in life.
What's the most valuable lesson you've learned through fighting?
Consistency over a long enough period of time can actually bring you gifts.
What would you be doing if you weren't doing Muay Thai?
Probably producing music or doing something with hip-hop, rapping, something with music, which is interesting.
You got to come on and check it out, dude.
Yeah.
What's the single most important quality that makes a great fighter?
Creativity is what I think.
Okay, so not knowing who's going to be on the podcast next, what's a question you'd like to ask the next guest?
What keeps you wanting to be a better fighter every day?
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so this is these are a couple questions from the internet, which obviously
I hope it's gay. I hope they get gay. You want dicks for fingers or?
Would you rather fight one man-sized chicken or 20 chicken-sized men?
Man-sized chicken, I think you can do it.
Oh, God, dude.
It's kind of a dinosaur, isn't it?
Chickens are pretty vicious.
Oh, dude. All right, yeah. No, I'll just give my chance on the man-sized chicken. Cool. Try to take the legs out.
Okay, number 2. We just picked 3 of them. Number 2 is from Ethan Pauly. If you were a sandwich, what kind of sandwich would you be?
All right, I'm thinking a classic bottom drawer grandma kitchen cold cut, white bread, ham, cheese, mustard. That's it. Actually, pickle as well.
Mile. And then the last one, this is a serious one. Have you ever thought about quitting? And if you did, what stopped you?
I've thought about quitting, but the power of wanting to be dope always just beats quitting. Because you want more?
Yeah, this isn't gonna be sure.
I have thought about quitting, actually a lot. But the power of maybe influencing some people is actually really cool. And then it's like some dude comes up to you. You see some dude hit a move you did. You actually start trend setting, which is hard to get to that point. But now I'm there. So all those times where I wanted to quit, and it's just like, I lived under my dad's roof until I was 18. Couldn't quit. Couldn't quit. So I didn't have a choice till I was 18. If you do have a choice, I guess you got to figure out how much you like fighting. Because if you can't, here's a gem. I said this in the seminar, if you can't take this emotion of why do you like this genre of music? I say, why do you like fighting? You can't just like fighting because you want to knock people out. You're like, okay, you do that for a little bit. It needs to be expression. Why would you make a certain beat? Why would you want this certain flow, this certain rapper's sound cadence to be on a song? Why do you like country? Why do you like rap? Why do you like hip R&B, anything? Why do you like horror movies? Why do you like romantic comedies? Anything you have to figure out. And it really is a thing. I wish I could take it and put it like into a pill and give it to people, because that's what my Muay Thai is. I only do the shit that I think is cool. That's what makes me able to do it so long. Yeah, the hard work is the hard work. It's cool to like, yeah, I work hard every fucking day. I wake up, I drink water, I work hard every day, I get after it. But it's like, you got to be creative sometimes or it's going to get boring as fuck.
Yeah.
The working hard shit is awesome. That can motivate you for a really long time. The music, the hardcore music, you connect with everything, get after it. What's your motivation? Pain. And it's like, but wait a minute. Are you creating? Are you having fun? Could you draw a picture with this shit? Like that type of energy. Could you make a song with the same energy? Or are you just working hard? You know? So it's a balance of that. Of course, the working hard is just a standard. But the creativity is what makes you actually enjoy this shit. Like, I plan on doing it for a really long time.
Fuck yeah.